The FIM World Motocross Championship returns to Hyvinkää for the first time in over 20 years. It's been a really pleasant weekend so far in terms of weather, but we're down on the start line for the MX2 qualifying and we'll grab a word with a few of our riders. First up, let's have a word with Jake Nichols. Jake, we'll quickly touch on last weekend in Latvia because you had a really nice first moto. What happened in the second?
Yeah, I didn't get a very good start in the second race and I was about 8th and then I crashed on the third lap. But didn't really rebound as I usually would. Been a bit sick the last few weeks and antibiotics are really taken out of me. So yeah, it was a disappointing second race, but feeling a little bit better this weekend. So hopefully I can work on that.
And you're 7th in the championship standings at the moment, just 1 point behind Dean Ferris. What's your target for the rest of the year?
I'd like to finish in the top 5, to be fair. I think I'm 30 points off that with about 5 or 6 rounds to go. So yeah, it's still doable and working hard for it. So hopefully it will come.
Fingers crossed out there today. We'll also have a word with one of our other British riders, Max. The start of the season was really great for you. You had some great results, and then probably since Portugal, things kind of got a little bit out of shape. I know it's stumping you in the team. Have you got any more news for us?
Well, you know, I'm honestly feeling really good. I feel like I'm in a good place. My training's going good. I'm riding real well, and I'm happy. So, I mean, that's the main thing. You know, the team and I are working hard to resolve the issue, but you know, obviously we're struggling at the moment. I mean, the track's nice here. I mean, the weather's good and the track's nice. I'm gonna go and put it down out there, I think, now.
Well, best of luck out there. We'll let you get on, and we'll also have a word with Pascal Rauchenecker. 2012, so last year, was really difficult for you in terms of injuries. You missed a lot of the GPs, but this year, things look a lot more steady and consistent.
Yeah, that's true. I had a big injury last year. Broke my neck and I got some bad months, but I'm back now. I finished 19 in the Prix qualifying, was not so good yet. I like the track. And I like it when it's coming a little bit more rough. Now it's still a little bit too flat for me. But I think in the race it's coming good and I feel good and I hope I can make good result this weekend.
Have a good race. Right, that's all from us down here on the start line.
It was an eventful MX2 qualifying race in Hyvinkää, and it all started at turn 1. It was a narrow 90-degree turn. Riders ran wide and started colliding with each other. Jeffrey Hurlings, Dean Ferris, Alex Tonkoff, Dylan Ferrandis, Kevin Fors all went down. Hurlings was launched down the track as he tried to untangle his bike from Max Anstey's Rockstar Energy Suzuki. From our drone cam, you can just see as the riders peeled in, right in the middle of the pack, guys going off and sent sprawling down the circuit. Once it was clear though, it was the number 259 of Glenn Coldenhoff on the standing construct KTM who was leading the race. Alexander Tonkoff had his fair share of crashes along the way. In fact, he was 20th when he came around in the first lap, and he got up to 13th before falling again and eventually coming back in 13th place. So up and down for the Ester Motorsports Honda rider. But this guy here, 259, Glenn Coldenhoff, was in control in the early stages with the number 23 of Christophe Charlier on the Monster Energy Yamaha just behind him, and Roman Fevre on the Wilvo Nestan Chain Racing KTM. Jake Nichols was in 4th, followed by the number 911 Red Bull KTM of Jordi Tixier, who was on the charge and would eventually make good progress. That was him there just going through. Mel Pocock, the 119, was just behind Tixier and would stay there for much of the race, 9 laps in fact. Jake Nichols though came under pressure from Tixier, who eventually went through, and that was him up into 4th place. And then he eventually found the rear wheel of Christophe Charlier. Mel Pocock, 119, was having a good ride. So too was the 151 on the Sarkar Racing KTM. Of course, that's the Finn, Harry Kulas, who wants to put in a good performance here this weekend. He started in 8th and finished in 8th. Did Kulas. 136, that was Stefan Olsen on the J-Tech Honda. He eventually came through to finish in 12th place, despite starting in 11th and getting himself up into 9th by the midpoint. But Jeffrey Hurlings, he was the one that everybody was watching as he carved his way through the field. Had a lot of work to do though, did Hurlings. He was 27th as he came through on the first lap. But before long though, he was challenging inside the top 10. But it was a bit of a mission for him to get there despite the deep, rough and sandy conditions of this Hyvinkää racetrack. He found the rear wheel of Ivo Monticelli on the Ritchie Racing TM. Took him a couple of laps to find a way through. Monticelli actually hung on to the back of Hurlings for quite a few laps towards the end of the race. Coldenhoff, though, was in a class of his own, was unchallenged, and was looking at picking up his third pole position of the season on the standing construct KTM. And the flag went out, and it was a win for Coldenhoff.
Glenn, you created a great gap right from the start of that race and brought it home in first.
Yeah, this is my third pole position of the year, and I'm really happy with it. I got a good gate pick for tomorrow, and hope I can take that good start tomorrow again, and then it's much more easy for me, so we'll see.
Best of luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.